Listen, I don't know about you, but I've started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Erica from the Classic Climb blog. I did a show earlier today. I don't know when I'm going to release this one, but with Asia. And we were talking about the family that froze in Detroit. And I know your comments were quite heated. But this video is about force of average, becoming an outsider, financial freedom costs. A lot of times people say, Erica, oh, I can't wait to be free. I can't wait to quit this job. I can't wait to do the next thing. Oh, I can't wait to be out of here. And what people don't really understand is financial freedom cost. You know, fitness folks know cost, right? They're on diets. They're preparing for competitions. It costs. It costs them hanging out with their friends. It costs them eating good calories. It costs. Right? There's people that don't eat any rice, any breads, just so they can get down to their weight. And I get it. Because the force of average is whatever everybody in your 5 immediate friend circle is doing. If you're doing the outside, you're an opposite. You're an outsider. And sometimes you say, what do people want? And I want you to understand, when you get to a certain level of things, and I have like a thing I'm going to share on the screen here, but in a second, when you get to a certain level of things, what you realize is, why do major companies have think groups, marketing groups, surveys, people knocking on doors, polls? Why are they mailing you things in the mail? Because they don't know how you think. They literally go, I don't even know what the average person thinks about. They don't. I want you to understand, when you get to certain levels of wealth and isolation, I'm telling y'all, I'm here in Austin, Texas, and I would have dinners with friends, and I would say how, you know, I'm working with somebody who has $40,000 a year income, and they would go, nobody lives on that, Erica. That's just not possible. And I'd go, yeah, teachers, school teachers, people that work at gas stations, these people, that people, grocery store clerks, like all kind of people work off that much amount of money a year. But because everybody they know is an engineer, software, admin, something at an office, and everybody's there making over 70K a year, they just can't fathom people making less because they don't interact with those people. They don't talk with those people. There are certain churches here in Austin. You go to it, it's a very wealthy church. You can feel the atmosphere. You can hear the vibe. Certain type of clothes are worn, all that good stuff. That's everywhere, though. Sorry, the magnesium complex is kicking in. But anyway, and this is why when people say, oh, the people are tone deaf. Erica, you don't understand. You're not from here. You're not a black male. You're not this or that. I just kind of laugh because I've financial freedom costs. Becoming free, reading books, awakening, assisting others, coaching, guiding others, raising money, managing properties, managing businesses, all of it costs, right? I'm going to show you this graph here. And when people say, well, Erica, you know, to retire, you need 25 your annual income. That's a nice thing we say, but that's not the true cost, right? When you're working for years to separate yourself financially, people, and I hope you guys can see this on screen, people don't understand, why are you working so hard? Why are you working these jobs? Why are you taking so much time to do this or that? Why, right? You know, you went to college. Why don't you do this? Right? You hear that from a lot of communities. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. The African-American community is it's a very lucrative community, but it's a very hard to serve community if you are a black person. You almost have to have a nondescript company, a faceless company, a whitewash company, a white label company to advertise to African-Americans, because they will run up and down the street to Asian-owned stores, Indian-owned stores, Middle Eastern-owned stores. But if it's a black-owned store, man, they become black food critics, black business critics, going to tell you how to run your company. They've never run anything but their mouth. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And I experienced it multiple times. When I had my coffee shop across from a historically black college, people came in there telling me what coffees and McDonald's has $1 coffee. How will you compete? Like, just all the craziest stuff. And I just looked at them like, what is wrong with you? It became a thing where I really just started realizing that, when Mary J. Blige had that song, No Hateration, Holleration in this dancery, I used to think that was the funniest, corniest song, but that's the real, because majority of the people in the community are haters. They get real angry when you say this, but this is true, right? We root for the rags to riches story. We root for the black little boy that plays football, but we don't in general root for our people to be financially free. Number one video I show is almost like a documentary, is Big Mama's House. What was the thing where the lady died? For soul food. And everybody expected Terry, who made all this money, to be dishing out money, paying taxes, paying for weddings, paying for this, paying for that. But they treated Terry like shit. Terry became a villain, became bitter, because instead of her enjoying her money, living her life, traveling the world, doing whatever, she was still tied to this family of lower performers. Okay. And if you can, when you guys come in here, make sure you drop your city and state in the chat, drop a 1 in the comments, help your girl out. I mean, at the end of the day, we're 20 days away from our next break, or 19 days at this point away, whenever this releases. I'm not too worried. I'm doing this off of GP, and I'm doing this off of, as we get ready to set up some things. I want you to understand, these, I know I meant to make this more neat, and I apologize for that. So I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I'll zoom in and out, but I'm gonna make it bigger just for a second. Okay. Oops. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. Hey, eraser, get out of here. All right. So, I don't like that. Let me go back. I don't like that. So up here, let me just go here. So infinity and beyond is the top, right? Well, let's say we're working our way from the bottom to the top. Predictable, long-term, we can do cash flow quadrant. We can go employee, self-employed, business. We can do all that stuff. We can do all that talk. But I want to show you on this right here, basic, predictable, long-term is a job. Go sign up for a job, go to school. I should go to school here, then a job. And, you put, I put 27 a day, which means you're going to have 10K in a year. But a lot of people think that's too outrageous, too drastic. So you put $2 or $3 or whatever away to stocks. Put some in the bank CD. Navy Federal lets you start at $50. A lot of banks make you start at $1,000. Prosper, Lending Club, Fundrise. These are things you can do at $25, $50, $30, $100. Fundrise, you're going to start at $500. And when you're on this long-term predictable, you're starting at interest rate returns of an annual, ROIs of 5%, 10%, right? 5% here, maybe your bank CDs. 10% here is going to be some stocks, some RITs, some REITs, some good stuff, right? Some decent stock. You got even better stock at 15% returns. There are some. Don't get it twisted. I list them in Middle Wealth the Wednesdays, and I'll do it again in the Facebook group this week coming up. 20% returns. You're starting to land, you're starting to go high on the Fundrise. 20, 30%. You're talking about, you're really talking about at this point, real estate. Period. At this point, right? But when you talk to people, they be like, I need 75, 50. I need to flip this money and flip it in half. And this is why a lot of people quit, because they're putting money away in stocks. They're putting money away in accounts, and all they see is a couple pennies, a couple cents coming back in dividend returns. That's why people say, you need all these dividends to get dividend returns. And the truth is, no, you just need to invest in dividend stocks that are 12 to 15% interest. That's it, right? You can retire faster with higher returns. That's just basic. That's basic common sense math. You got 400,000 times 15% annually a year. That's 60K. You're done. 60K, you're making more than the national average income. You're done. But people don't look at it like that. Let me keep it moving. So higher income folks can get there faster and should get there more smooth. Part of my talk with Asia today, when I was saying, people run to Detroit and Cleveland because they're like 30K house, and I only got to put 20K into it. Well, the truth is, no, that was years ago. Now you got to put 50,000, 100,000. The city has made it their mission to make money off of making money off people trying to improve their damn city. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want the city improved or not? Right. And so if you look at these returns, 20%, 50%, 100%. Now this is flips. Okay. These are more flips. These are more new construction deals, land deals. You bought the land on a tax lien, tax deed for, $1,000, you sold it for 30 grand. Like that's a astronomical flip, right? But it happens in Macon. We have students who've done that with our tax lien course, right? So, I mean, again, they bought a tax deed for 1,000, 2,000, 2,100, sold it for 30,000 to a builder, right? Because builders don't want to do this legwork. Listen, again, think about it. The higher a builder up is in his income money making, and I could do this on a different level, but the higher a builder is up, why would he want to go compete with you on a tax deed? He can just let you do it and turn around and sell it to him when it's ready. And keep it pushing. He don't have to go play in that field. Like, there's levels to all this stuff, and you can leave money on the table for other people when you get to a certain level. But 20% down on a rental, you know, you'll hear people say, how do you save money for that? $27 a day, you know, maybe for 2 years. Right? But then people don't want to hear that. People want to hear that. Credit, all that, right? JV deals. You partner with somebody. We have somebody who's probably going to give me a testimony in a couple of days, maybe not, I'm not certain, who's going to tell you how she partnered with somebody. And essentially, in that partnership, they were able to flip a house in 45 days. Improve it, get it ready, all that. But y'all not ready to hear that. You know what I mean? You have to, because what happens? You have to be in a atmosphere of people who are ready to do a project in 45 days, who are ready to help you flip, who are ready with the money, who are ready with the credit. If all the people you know are over here on this side where I just got a job, I'm just struggling to put $20 a week away, you know, it is a life. It is a life, right? Now, what keeps people from the infinity and beyond leverage? What keeps them from this top row? Now, first, you're going to say, Erica, they don't want to own a business. That's true, but not just that. I want you to understand, these are common. Let me take this down for a second. This is common things I hear and other people have heard when they were working on their financial freedom. You know, I use the weekend to unwind, Erica, and they're spending $100, $200 every time, dinners, friends, all this stuff, alcohol, you know, Sunday football, BS, gambling, tickets, all kind of stuff, right? You always working. Why are you always working, Erica? There was a period where there was like a 3-year period here in Texas that, I mean, we two-stepped every Friday. We tubed down the river every Saturday. It was a solid 5 months, but then over a 3-year window, we were always dancing, always out, always music concerts, always, you know, concerts on a Thursday, concerts on a Saturday, concerts on like people would get mad because I'd show up because I didn't know I was always working so much. I'd run up and get like, oh, I got to get a ticket. And people would give me free tickets. Hey, my friend didn't show. You want my ticket for free? I'm like, thank you. And they would be like, how does she do that? And I'm like, I just got good karma, you know? And I would laugh about it. But that's the thing, you know, you're always working. Why are you always working? And I'm like, because I don't want to be poor. I don't want to wake up and be these women who are in their 40s and 50s. And they're like, I'll choose any man just to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing that. Or I'll have a bunch of roommates. I watch women have a bunch of roommates, be a school teacher, and could not keep their housing because every woman in the house was short on money like 3 months in a row. That's crazy. And they were in their 40s. They were older than us. And I was like, what's going on in that house, right? 2 of them end up moving back home with their parents in their 40s. I know a girl right now who moved back to Houston to live with her parents, and she's in her late 40s. Never been married, no kids. And you're like, well, what's the financial problem? I don't think y'all understand. Anyway, let me keep moving. Not buying a new car. You know, I remember driving my Ford Fiesta to so many things, and people be like, Erica, you drive that? You make all this money. Why are you driving that? I'm like, because it gets 40 miles to the gallon. I can go back and forth to Dallas and not fill up my gas tank. I can go back and forth to Houston and not fill up my gas tank and have a good time and keep it pushing. It's paid off. I bought it for $9,000. What's the problem? And you would just feel people saying, but you need to have this. You need to have a big old truck. You need to have all these cars because you're making all this money. Like, you got to hear people in the comments when I would say I didn't want to buy a car. I'm like, I'm trying to do new construction. I'm trying to buy an apartment complex. No, you need a car because if you get a car, Erica, the car, you'd be like, are you on crack? Are you gonna have sex with the car? What's going on? Like, I'm very concerned how y'all are about these cars. And I just love when I met my significant other, they had a paid off, beautiful, pretty new car. And I was like, and they didn't care about getting another one. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody with some common sense, right? Because the average car payment is $600 to $700 a month right now. Not only that, that's not the cost, right? People say, well, the cost of the car is your monthly payment's only $600, Erica. $600 plus the $200 to $300 a month. Some of y'all are paying for insurance because y'all got bad wrecks. Y'all been hitting people. You've been getting parking tickets. You've been getting speeding tickets. You got raggedy credit. You got raggedy stuff going on. So your insurance is high. Okay, so now we're talking about people paying $800 a month. They show you studies of people paying $800 to $1,000 a month on a car. And these are the same people who will look you in your mouth and be like, I don't know how I can afford to buy a home. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to afford to pay for insurance and to fix my daddy's teeth, fix my kids' teeth, fix my teeth. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for my annual checkup. Baby, it's in that car you're driving. It's in the car every month. You're $1,000. It's in the car. I really want a Dodge Charger. For what? You work at Chipotle. Who you racing? You better be racing yourself. Better get yourself together. Not buying the RV, not doing vacations, right? So I have friends who parents have RVs, $130,000 RV. Now this thing is some little $11,000 tow behind a truck, nice little cute little RV, because they have some for those. Like you can get a used RV right now, like a really nice one, little short ones for like 11 to 15 grand because they've been on depression sale for a minute now. But you'll see people with these big 130,000, a whole damn house on wheels. They gotta get a $50,000 to $70,000 truck to drag it. So now you're telling me you got a $70,000 truck, 130,000 RV. Yeah, but when we go to Yellowstone in the summer, it's amazing. When we do go out for the weekend, it's amazing. You know what's amazing? Having enough cash on your card to go get a hotel for a weekend and get your rent right back. Being able to buy a plane ticket, sit in first class, come right back. But no, you got it in an RV. You know how many people I talk to there in their 50s and all their friends and family have RVs? Why do you need to buy one? You can just go stay at theirs. But you know why? Because they ain't got enough money to even pull them RVs. Knock it off. Vacations, you got to treat yourself sometimes. And I hear people say that. And what they didn't know is I treat myself all the time. There was one year, I don't think I stayed home a whole month. I don't think I stayed home a whole month. If y'all go look back a couple years ago, every video is like me in a hotel room in another city. Detroit, Cleveland, Florida, somewhere. Go back and look in the videos. I mean, I'm putting a bunch of these videos behind the paywall membership. I'm hiding a bunch of stuff because I'm just pivoting because it's that time. It's been 10 years in the make money space. Make money online will always be a rich, resource-rich environment, and we'll talk about that. But at the end of the day, it's just like investing in Detroit. Like you eventually move on because you make more money. You can go like, I don't have to deal with any of this headache, bull s, winterization, cold homes, ghetto culture. I can just come down to Texas and Florida where people have jobs and get a regular rental. I can just come down to Georgia and buy a property because they're going to build that city up for the next 20 years. I can just buy something in Nashville and just sit on it and just, you know what I mean? Like I could literally buy 4 properties or build a 4-plex here in Texas. And the rent's going to be, depending on what city I'm in, it's going to be $2,000 each 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So, the 4-plex is going to put $8,000 in my pocket. I can build 2 of them side by side, same streets near each other. Now I got $16,000 coming in, gross, not net, right? Depending on, all the expenses and the property management. But, the math just makes more sense to go, I'll just build new construction. I'll just come south. Why be bothered? Why be bothered in the Midwest when I don't have to be? Why have to work with shady cultures when I don't have to be? Why have to deal with years of lawsuits at this point because of how people's behavior was in Detroit when I don't have to? I don't have to do that. I just don't. Same thing with this conversation. Financial freedom makes you an outsider. If you have friends who do drugs, I'm gonna go that far. If you have friends that do drugs or they're alcoholics, or every weekend there's like they got to have front row seats at a concert that's costing like $700. And you say, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna be more focused. I'm gonna go on a budget and I'm gonna do this. What's wrong with you? Why are you tripping? Okay, well, you know what? That's okay. You ain't got to drink with us on the weekend. Just come over to the house on Wednesday and we have 1 glass of wine or whatever, right? And so what happens is when you start to slowly want to do something different, those same friends that were with you for good time Charlie moments are like, well, you think you better than us. Well, look at you flying all over first class. I post certain things on my Facebook on purpose, and I think y'all noticed that, just to see who's still lurking and being nosy. And don't never like nothing I post. But when it's something they disagree with, they jumping at the bit. Right? I post something about vaccines. I post something about Donald Trump. I just see what the craziness is. And, again, Instagram took me down. It actually was refreshing. I'm gonna be honest, because right now there's a viral thing going viral about DC real estate crashing. I'll pull it up here in a second. And it's a lie. The inventory, Arlington, Virginia is not DC. It's more upper posh. We'll go over it in a little bit. And I'm gonna show all things real video and we can reference that. But again, when you say you want a promotion at work, why you want to do that? Why are you trying to be like that? Why are you trying to be like a manager? Why you want to be a manager over me? People start getting ridiculous. Why you want a new job? What's wrong with this job? This pays good. And you start telling people, nah, other jobs pay more. You get your raises when you switch jobs. You think you deserve that? You moving? Why you moving? Where are you moving to? Like when I told people I was going to Texas, it was like, oh girl, not Texas. It's terrible down there. It's just all these Latinos. Now I had spoke to these people and I didn't realize they had only been to El Paso. Well, of course, it's El Paso. It's at the border, right? So your view of Texas is different. But I had already been to other parts of Texas. I'd been to Dallas. I'd been to Houston. I'd been to was it San Antonio for the Riverwalk? Yeah, San Antonio. So I was like, no, I've been there. I've seen it. It's nice. It's nice. It was that or Nashville. And I just felt like if I go to Nashville, I was just going to party a long time and complain. And you moved away from us. That's a lot of my family. Like, well, when people ask me, oh, you live out here in Texas, where your family at? I'm like, North Carolina. They're like, oh, you live so far away from them. Yeah. But I'd be like, y'all, it's a flight away. It's a phone call away. It's a flight away. When you start deciding, like if you hear, like one of the things I find, and I'm gonna just say it, pitiful, absolutely pitiful. When every day, and we're gonna see it for the next 4 years, parents coming online, the teacher treated my child bad, the teacher did this, the cops arrested my special needs child, the cops did this at school. And every single time you'll ask the parents will be in the section saying, it's like we're trapped. They don't give us choices at school to help our kids. You're like, these are your kids. You don't want them at that school, you put them at a different school. Every parent can't afford private school and homeschool here because they just can't. Right? There's a lady, I'm going to show you in a second. She created let me show you now while my brain is working. I mean, I don't took that magnesium, so I'm getting sleepy. But I'm going to do this real quick. Real quick. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Let me show y'all this because people was losing their mind, calling her OnlyFans or home wrecker or everything under. I gotta mute it. I don't want to get no copyright strike. I was a teacher, the principal and owner. In 2018, I turned, her nonprofit. Every year her enrollment grew. She started renting more classrooms. She hired more teachers. She had the best private school in Palm Beach County. 98% of her students received state scholarships. It reminds the lowest tuition in the state. Now, the comments, though, you would think this woman has done a great thing. She's renting rooms out of a school. She's growing her, I guess they're sharing this kind of campus. I'm not certain how I was doing it, but hired more teachers. She's doing this thing like a church in the background. So, you know what I'm saying? Some of them Christian churches, they be, selling the space, right? It looks Catholic, but we'll go on another conversation. You see, it's got a Ring camera at the door, right? Who coming to the door, right? Safety first, right? But the comments were all like, she's taking money from public schools. She looked like she do OnlyFans. She's wearing Louis Vuitton. None of this stuff has anything to do. Well, she's got vouchers and she's taking the school money. And I mean, every day, these people who call themselves parents, right? Call themselves parents, claim every day and every night that the school system's against them. The school system won't let them teach their kids. The school system is beating their special needs child with a baton. The school is beating their child who needed to use the bathroom. Their school did something. And every day you go, well, there's options. There's none. There's none. They don't want it to be any. These people, these massive middle, don't want it to be any. That's why I say, I literally go, the top 10, 20%. I see why people isolate themselves. I see when Grant Cardone used to say that stuff, I thought it was funny, but I'm like, no, I see it. I've gotten to a point, I don't even want to talk to people. Like, oh, you're going to complain for the next 20 minutes about your job. I don't care. My employer should do this or that. They should. Well, here's your choice. It's a job. You know that song, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. That's a real song. That's a real song. I did a bad rendition of it, but it's a real song. Dolly Parton working 9 to 5. Like people, people literally, they don't want to fix the problem. They want to complain. So here's a woman starting a school, helping these kids, educate them. One of the best schools out there for what do you call it? For Palm Beach or whatever, Florida. And here they are complaining. They're not grateful. They're not happy. They're like, oh, she's dressed terrible. That's their complaints. Not that, thank God, these kids get to go to a school. They get to have some opportunity to have smaller class sizes and kind of focus, right? No, none of that. It's all it's all complaints about how she dresses and how she looks. So what people are really telling you is they don't want financial freedom. They don't want freedom in general. They don't want choice. Because if they have to have choice, then that means they have to make, they have to talk, they have to make decisions, they have to choose what's best for their child. And they really don't want to do that. The more you talk to people, the more you realize, like, oh, you're just saying that. You don't really mean it. You don't really want choices. You want the illusion of choice. And I remember seeing that in an article and I thought, what's that mean? It's the same with all these men. Like, man, I'm 55 years old. I got all these choices. Sir, you about to die. Are you black? You might be out of here at 62, brother. Some brothers go out here early. What you talking about? 55, you got a good 10 more years. Now, what you think you talking about? And why you think I'm gonna date a younger woman and she gonna help me come back to life? Baby, them knees ain't got no cartilage in them. What you talking about? When I start seeing all these women traveling at 45 to 55, I'm cool with that. But then I remember reading articles on women had a massive stroke in Dubai. Family can't even get her body back. Dubai don't have the kind of laws like Canada where, be careful how I say this. The sensible thing would be her family wants her to be let go, let her go. Dubai is a Muslim country. They ain't doing that. They're going to keep her on life support in another country far away from her whole family. Her family cannot afford to medically get her back to America. And she was a principal and a teacher and had accomplishments. And I just want y'all to understand, like, your family is the force of average. If your average family member ain't thinking highly, baby, if something happened to you overseas, something happened to you in another country, and you ain't got no spouse. There was a YouTuber. He was a black man, Daniel Carroll, what's his name? And he died in Brazil. His mom had to GoFundMe to get his body back. Now, brother, you out here showing money, showing cash, tricking off in Brazil, and your mama have to come online on your page and beg for money. That's embarrassing, brother. That's embarrassing. Shame on you. Shame on you for making your poor black mama in her 80s have to come online and beg because her 55-year-old son is overseas, dies of a heart attack, and she can't get your body back. This is why I'm an outsider. Because I'm saying stuff that's unpopular in our community. Well, you only live once, Erica. The man ain't hurt nobody. He just trying to live. That's what was said in every comment. He ain't hurt nobody. He just trying to live. Why y'all hating? You black women, you be hating on us. I'll be like, what are you talking about? That's just a financial recklessness. At least have American Express. What did I tell you about American Express? American Express will get your body back to America. I look it up. Don't take my word for this. Look on the terms of services agreements with American Express. If you paid for your flight with your American Express and you pay for your hotel in Brazil with your American Express card, if something happens to you medically, you die in Brazil, American Express will get your body back. This is why I can't. When y'all don't even know the basics for y'all leave and go to another country, if I use my American Express, the trip covers the cost of return because it's up to incidents and incidentals and some other rules and regulations up to like 25,000 or something to that effect. And that's why I be talking to y'all, I'll be like, you traveling, no American Express? You ain't put this on a credit card. You put it on a debit card. They're gonna go in your bank account and take your money, but they ain't gonna get your body back. So let me step out of that. Let me step out of that before I get messy. If you're enjoying the commentary, put a 1 in the comments. Okay. I'll definitely be watching this from the clouds when I release it. Let me go back. Let me get appropriate. But I want you to understand what's usually stops people is the force of average. Everybody in their family is a firefighter, and you want to be a police officer. They're like, "What did I do wrong with you, son?" You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in your family does this, and you want to go left. They don't know. They don't like it. Everybody in my family went to NC State, family scholarship, family discount, 10% off our tuitions. I'm like, I'm gonna go to ECU. But Erica, we have a family discount at NC State. I don't like red and black. I don't want to be a wolf pack. I don't want to go over there. I want to go ECU. So, just little stuff. Let me show y'all this next one. Let me show you the DC thing we was talking about. Because y'all don't want truth. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. Hold on, let me show you. Y'all don't want it. So there's this narrative that Trump is crashing DC. And it's not right. So let me play a little bit of it.
I got a lot of phone calls, emails, text messages, Instagram messages, Facebook messages about this tweet that's going viral about the DC area.
Okay, do you see this? The wildest shit's happening near Washington, D.C. Here's Arlington, Virginia. Everything is being put on the market. Everything. Come on, y'all. Come on. But go ahead.
And I'm a real estate agent. I do my thing in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, real estate markets. And this particular tweet got 10 million views. That's a nice little check off Twitter. I think it may be somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 or 5K just for typing something and throwing a picture on it. Something you just created out of your mind and getting paid for it, right? And here's the thing. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. And if you're somebody out there that wants to make easy money, like this guy right here, just throwing up whatever on social media, make sure you all check out YouTube to Cash. But I just want to show you all the actual data behind what this person posted. And we all know that most people,
okay, I just want to skip ahead to this part and one of the parts.
The median price. Okay. Now it's up 38,000, up 5.3% in the last 12 months. It's a seller's market, right? Meaning that there are more buyers than there are sellers. Okay. Here's the other thing. A 1-bedroom, $365,000, 2-bedroom, $612, 3-bedroom, $965, 4-bedroom, $1.2, 5-bedroom, $1.8. See, here's the thing, especially for people that aren't familiar with the Arlington market. The majority, not all, but the majority of federal government workers do not buy homes in Arlington, Virginia. Arlington, Virginia is a different type of market. Arlington is like the top 1% of wealth in the world. These aren't, and it's young wealth, right? You would think that most of the young wealth is in Miami. It's not. It's in Arlington, Virginia. These kids down there are balling out of control. This isn't federal government. For the most part, it's not federal government money that is in and around Arlington, Virginia. These are young entrepreneurs that mostly live down there. Your doctors, your lawyers, your surgeons, people like that. You may have some government execs. And again, there are people that may, have a combined household income that work for the federal government to live out there, right? But that's not the majority. Arlington is totally different. Now, if this was DC, right? There's another one floating around about DC that there's 8,000 homes for sale in DC. Again, let me go back to it. So type in Washington, DC. Currently, there is 2,063 homes that are available for sale. And this includes homes, condos, co-ops, right? Single family, townhomes, row homes, all of this stuff is combined into one, 2,063. And that same number that I showed for Arlington, Virginia, it's the same thing, right? And let's just see, coming soon is 100. Okay, so let's look at close, last 365. Wait for the update.
Look. He goes really good into the data. You can go watch this. It's 9 minutes. It's not long. What I want y'all to understand is people come on here and just lie. They just come on here and lie. That's why that's what YouTube right now is pushing. Any lie, any broke lie, everybody's broke, everybody dying lie, everybody falling out the sky. That's what they're pushing. So again,
have it so that it turns into money, right? Obviously, that tweet is going to make money, but how can that picture make money once it's posted on Instagram, once it's posted on YouTube, right? So I'm actually putting that play together in my head right now, because 10 million people saw that. You convert 1% of that 10 million, and you got a nice little you got a nice piece of money right there, right? You know, depending on how much that product is, depending on how much that service is, right? That's how you got to look at it. But when you look at the actual numbers, what they say is going on is not going on, and if this does have a domino effect on the real estate market, it's not going to happen that fast. Maybe the wintertime, once people feel some real pain, if they don't find another, suitable job, or if they didn't save their money, maybe. But it won't happen this fast, and it won't happen in Arlington, Virginia. You may see it in D.C. You may see it in Prince George's County or Montgomery County, which are the areas around D.C. that people normally commute from to where they live. Okay. But anyway, it is what it is. You got.
Okay. So, shout out to All Things Real. Great stuff. He's actually a real estate agent. He actually be selling homes, posting stuff. Why'd I show that clip? Because, anybody here from DC, anybody here from Maryland, anybody here from that area, like I used to go to Alexandria, Virginia all the time. And I was just like, that's a nice area. It's some old money though. There's some old money. There's some contractor money. This is some government contract money over here. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the St. Patrick's Day that I remember for the rest of my life. Like they had the whole area locked down. The cops are in freaking the little skirts and they like are drinking at the bar after it was over. I was like, who were the cops? Is there any cops left to serve the city? Y'all all in here drunk. It's 100 cops in here. Who serving the city? But just the waterfront, that waterfront living. I also went to Annapolis, Maryland. I really enjoy. If you ask me some other places that I would stay, it's just I had unlimited money and I could really stay or whatever, it would be that Alexandria, that right on the water, some type of property. But some of them houses are hundreds of years old. I might have to put some holy water on them houses before I go up in there. I might have to pray. I might have to check, get the mold smelling dog. Some of them properties are so old and I just know they flood. I know they back up. I know they do. Some of them do, right? That's a certain type of money, right? There were some YouTubers that were in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then they were complaining there weren't enough to do in Raleigh. And anytime I hear somebody say something, there's not enough to do somewhere, I already know what that's about. Same thing. It's like somebody coming to Austin saying there's not enough to do. Literally, we had a marathon today. We had 15 music concerts. We had the University of Texas girls basketball. What's up? We won. We beat LSU. There's just always something going on. So when people tell me they're in a major city and nothing's going on, I just be like, girl, bye. Who are you telling that lie to? It's like somebody living in Denver, like there ain't nothing to do. Go outside. Go hike. Go drive around. People in Florida, there's nothing to do. Go to the beach. There's always something to do. You just don't want to do it, or you don't want to look it up, or you want it to fall in your lap. I mean, again, I tell you, one of the fastest ways if y'all want to make money on social media, which your girl's really on an extended break from that, which I'm glad I am because that's not my biggest money maker. It's just social proof. My Instagram was more social proof, and I'd sell about 20K a year off that place. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, about 20K a year. And that's all people clicking links in my stories. Affiliate marketing, whatnot. On that side. On another side, I made more. But long story short, what I'm saying is some of those areas I would stay in Alexandria, Virginia. That's where I would buy a home. You know what I mean? If I could hit the water. But it'd be getting cold there. It'd be like cold, real cold. I don't really particularly want to do cold coats anymore. I like the leaves though. I'm more of a Charleston at this point. If I gotta be on the water, let me be warm, baby. But when you start talking like that you would just pick up and move, that you would relocate, that you'd be over here. I would go to CPAC events and people would be picking me up in the car like, oh, you just coming into town? Yeah. The average person don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing. That's why I tell y'all, if you ever want to make money on Instagram, you could literally every day post 5 places to go, 5 places to eat, 5 places to take your kids, 5 places to take your spouse, 5 places. I mean, every day. You could do it every day. You would have unlimited traction. You could make itineraries and ebooks and stuff for years. Every year, every couple of years, you can make a new top 25 to see. Every year you can make a list. The top 100 things to see in DC. Top 100 things to see in Annapolis. Whatever. Every year, you would never run out. Jazz festivals every year, you would never run out. But this is the cost of not being average and the force of getting out to the outside, becoming an outsider. Once you don't have to go to work, you're not living for the weekend. You're not, oh God, I can't wait till Friday. You know, when I was telling somebody I didn't know it was Friday, they're like, well, because you don't get paychecks on Friday. I'm like, I get paychecks all the time. I have brand deals I signed off on a Friday. And I thought it was funny. I was like, why are y'all signing off on this on a Friday? It's not like a paycheck. It's a brand deal. So y'all see some of those videos coming up. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Digital Liberty Warriors, we back, baby. We are back. Digital Liberty Warriors, we are 100% back, baby. Middleman and Millions, you probably be back in about a week or so. So I can post my video from foam installation training. I know y'all want to see that. But the real cost is your friendships. The cost is your family. You know, you don't lose them, but it adjusts your view, right? Anytime I have any financial hiccup or I'll be mad about something or, oh, I can't afford to do it, I'll do it next week or 2 weeks from now. Oh my God, not you. You know, I remember my mom being like, what does your retirement look like? How much is in your retirement? And I kind of laughed and I just want to, I end up like wanting to buy a couple properties near them just to have them as rentals, to be like, oh, can you drive by the rental? Just to kind of give them a sense of security in their older years and they can just shut up about it. Because it's, you know, it's business for me. It's always business, right? And like trying to explain that to loved ones, that yes, you have businesses, you have investments, but they don't understand it, right? They don't get it. So let me show the whiteboard again. So infinity and beyond leverage. That's this top area, okay? And I put here 2 different ones, right? I got digital products, I got brand products, and white label products. Now I'll even put another one here, and we could call it. I know it's crowded. We can put service business. Good Lord, Jesus is Lord. Woo! All right, now it's all the same. Infinity and beyond leverage. You need leverage. Every time you put money in your stocks, your bank CD, your Prosper, your Lending Club, you have leverage. Your boss talks to you crazy, you can just pull from it. I was putting so much money away that when my appendix burst after being in Austin, I was home and I was like, oh no, I got these dividend stocks. And then I just was able to liquidate some of them. It was one of those mental moments of like, I always want to feel this way, that if I'm laying in the bed and I can't do nothing, I can liquidate some stocks. If I have a business ideal and I want to do this, I want to liquidate some stocks. Now I know better to take a loan out against the stocks and I wouldn't be in this position, or I wouldn't be in the position where I'm like, oh, dang, I should have took a loan out against the stocks. Or the banker going, hey, you want to buy this house? We can take a loan against this. Cool, great, awesome. I love it. This is how you buy your freedom. This is how you buy your leverage. This is why, you know, if you do it haphazardly, people like 10, 20, 50, 30 years before they retire, or they're in their 50s. They're like, oh, I finally can do it. If you really go higher income and you get a 5-year plan where you're really serious, if I show you 2 or 3 Instagrammers and YouTubers who are like, oh, I did it with 3 houses and I'm done. You know, they were a school teacher. Even Ken Mackerel, he's a billionaire, but he married and dated a teacher who bought 3 rentals. She was done. She didn't have to teach no more. She bought 3 rentals. And she met a billionaire who was 20 years older than her. She's winning at life. Okay. She was already in her 40s, so don't act like he was being creepy. She was older. She was an older bride. I don't know why y'all think everybody gonna date a 20-year-old. I mean, some people don't want to do babies. Some people just want to get somebody to go salsa dancing with. Big shout out Ken McElroy. Okay. So let's go here. Infinity and beyond leverage. So let's say I have a brand product, white label products. I showed y'all the other video talking about the 4 most profitable businesses, right? Check that out. If you haven't watched this after this video, please check out the 4 most profitable businesses for 2025. And let's say I have some white label products, white label services, credit repair, anything can fit under this. A lot of stuff can. And I'm running ads on it anywhere from, we're giving a range, $5 a day to $20,000. Right now we're going to do that. $5 a day to $1,000 a day, right? Just giving a number, just trying to give some type of reference point here. Okay. So we're doing that. And the returns on that is going to be 1 to 1.5 or $1 to $4. Now let's say it's TikTok, right? That's $1,000 in, $4,000 out. It's a beautiful thing, right? Amazon, it's not as juicy as that. It's more $1,000 in, $2,000 out. Facebook, $1,000 in, $1,500 in. That's why you see them, change up all the ads all the time. But I also have a particular ad I'm gonna tell you in the Digital Liberty Warriors this week. And I'm making a note right now as I'm saying this because I'm sleepy. Yep, I got it. Boom. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna remember it. And all you're doing is taking, in the beginning, you're taking 75% of the money you make and put it back in the business. Now, some people say, I put 100% in, Eric. I put my whole heart in. Some of us don't have enough credit cards. We don't have enough personal cash to live off nothing, right? You got to put some in your pocket. Keep you going. But I'll just say it for sake of argument. 75% of the money, we're going to put it back into more products, refining the product, fixing the website, fixing more ads. And then we're going to put 25% of that into cash flowing investments. Okay. Now, when it comes to that, the ad spend, sorry for the weird, on the end there. I was trying to make it make sense. You start out with 5K, you'll stay in the 5 to 10K range a month forever. You can stay there forever when it comes to digital products, because guess what? I mean, not digital products, brand products, white label products. Let's say it's Christmas time. Anything you have Christmas related, you're gonna crank it up, maybe 20 to 100K for that month, because you're in a competitive market. Let's say it's the rest of the year, 5 to 10K. You have products that work best for when kids first go back to school. Okay, I'm gonna crank it up in August, 20K a month. But the rest of the year, 5 to 10K. I'm just staying top of mind, relevant. I'm changing up ads. I'm switching different ads. I have a spring ad, a fall ad, a summer ad. You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple. I bring in new affiliates. I bring in other people to help market my products and services. Right? What if I have a Christmas book, a Christmas coloring book, a Thanksgiving book, a recipe book, a fall book? There's just seasons to this. Okay? That's infinity and beyond leverage, right? Now let's go to digital products. These are things you've created. You put it on Gumroad, you put it wherever. Running ads. Okay? Now ads are going to lead you to the cash flow. You got a big chunk of change here from a digital product. Same thing applies. 75% more ads, improvements, or more digital products. And then the other 25% you put in investments. Now, eventually you'll get to a point where you're 50-50. 50 into more ads and improvements, 50 into investments. Let's go down. You're with 25, 75. Now, what does that mean? If I start out with this digital product, I really want to bang, I want to punch, I want to see if people really love it. I'm starting out with 20K out the gate, maybe the first 2 months, or a 90-day run, Frank Kerr style. Eventually, though, with this product, I'm going to get to 10K spend. I'm going to have retargeting, because I reached a ton of people in this first 90 days. I done hit up a bunch of people. And I should have made a bunch of money off my digital product. First month out the gate, ebooks, whatever it is, I should have a big punch. So then the next month, I'm going to spend 10K. And again, like I said, as I further go down this branch, now with that cash flow, I'm spending less on ads, but the cash flow coming in, I'm going to put more into what? Investments, less into ads and improvement, because it's one of those things that's evergreen, right? If it's a particular book, Myron Golden, prime example, he has one of his books. He's had it since 2000 and whenever. He still makes $7,000 to $18,000 every month off that book. There's another book he has. He's more recent, $35,000 to $70,000 off that book. There are people who are authors who they'll literally have a landing page, the book, click it, buy it. Hey, I'll send you this book for free. Just pay for shipping. I know y'all have seen that for sure, right? And eventually you get to a point where a lot of people have seen it in that first push. So you can spend maybe $5,000 a month just in retargeting ads, just in being top of mind. And so now you're spending less money on ads and more money in investments. That's all, right? Those two. Put a 2 in the comments if you understand what I'm trying to break down. Put a 2 in the comments if you understand. If you don't, I'll be watching some of the questions and I'll come back and tinker on this some more. But when it comes to actual physical products that you will sell, you're going to go up the chart on spending. 5 to 10, 20 to 100. You know, there's some of these companies out here spending $300,000 a month on advertising, right? But they're getting $1.2 million in returns and cash flow. So now they're going to determine next month, are we going to spend the same amount of money to get the same $1 million? Well, let's make sure we pull a little 200,000 off and throw it into something cash flowing. Let's throw it into a rental. Let's throw it into some stocks. Most preferably, they're going to throw it into some stocks so that if they have to take a loan out against it, they can. They're going to throw it into a commercial space. They're going to throw it into an office truck, an office van, right? That's how that goes. That's how they're going to do that. Same with, now reverse it. If you can make sense what I said. This way, physical products, we're going to build up from $5,000 to $10,000. We're going to go up higher. Digital products, we're going to make a big splash, $20K spend on ads, then $10K spend, then $5K spend. We're going down because plenty of people have already seen our product. We don't have to flood the market every month. We just want to keep nurturing the residuals for a year. So we may have 10 books, right? And they all talk to different audiences. And we just nurture them. We just nurture them for the rest of the year, right? And then we just take our money as we spend less on ads and take that money. I always keep having our ad spend money now, but we take the other bit of the money and we put it in investments. Service business. Now, out of all these, digital product, number 1. Number 2 is brand. You can always buy something for $2 and sell it for $20, right? Big returns. Digital products is completely one of those things. It could be a podcast. It could be interviews on your phone, street interviews, and that's straight slush money. It's straight slush money. But again, with digital products, you're going to be teaching, coaching, or you're going to be having a mastermind, quarterly masterminds. There's some masterminds I particularly want to join because I'm such an outsider that I rather just eat dinner and do a quarterly mastermind with those people. Like, hey, cool. It's $5,000 to get in. No problem. I'll come hang out. Because I'm such an outsider at this point. Like when I have conversations with people, I'm like, what are you talking about? People tell me about things that go viral on their phone, information. I'll be like, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. I'm so far out. What are you talking about? And that's just life. When you get focused, it really does happen like that. So service business is a mixture of some of this, but service businesses, you're going to start out that 5 to 10K spend, right? You hear a lot of people say SEO companies be like, we'll charge you $2K because they're trying to cut that price in half to get your attention. When I talk about more products or refine for a service business, you be wrapping more trucks, asking for referrals, beefing up your sales team. There's just a different way to go about it. But when it comes to service businesses, it's really the SEO leads being top of mind, being most called, and the callback. That's really what it is. So most people don't want to get in the weeds of this because this starts to make you have more money, make you think. This is where the infinity and beyond is. This is why when someone goes, oh, maybe you should get a job, I go, but I could just create things. I could go create a podcast series right now with my friends talking about Texas barbecue or Texas politics and create what? Sponsorships. People paying us to talk about Texas politics. People telling us to get crazy with it, right? I can make a Trump podcast. I can do a lot of things. And I keep telling people it's really when you're here, when you're going from ES to B on, I guess, cash flow quadrant, when you're going to S, which is self-employed, and B, which is business owner, you just think of more ways to create stuff. You just think of more white label products that you're like, I really would like to white label this. I really like to white label that. Yeah, this is something I use and I'd love to white label it. You know what I mean? Like, this is a t-shirt line I want to start. Let me start it and put some 5K a month ads behind it. Let me see what happens. That's where your mind goes. You don't even sit down here and be like, well, let me go get a job and let me go sit in an office and let me go do office politics and let me talk to a lady. And if you have to, you can. Down here, you can all day. Anybody who knows how to lead, you should know how to follow, et cetera, et cetera. But in general, you don't have to do this because you literally can think. Like I tell people, January has been a blessing and a curse, and it has been a sad and a happy time. I lost my grandfather. I've just had the flu. I've never had a flu like that in my whole life. It was like 7 full days of like, Lord Jesus, do I need to go to a hospital? What is going on? And and the telenurse is like, you just get up and jump around, move your lymphatic system. Like, chick, I can't. I'm barely holding the phone up to talk to you. And I want to tell you that one of the blessings in the month is I didn't have to go work somewhere. I didn't have to go get in traffic. I was able to lay in the bed and think about investments and strategies, and hey, let's build a fourplex instead of this duplex originally planned. Let's see if we have enough space on the land for that. Let's do, A, B, and C. I was able to lay in the bed, grieve, because it was right before I knew he was going to hospice. It was a crazy story, but that's for another day. And I was sitting there like, this is the craziest moment, but it was allowing me just to outline my year. Like, when I planned my year, it wasn't in January. I planned my year October, November, December, the year before. I just happened to stumble by a property to buy it and close it. So it threw kind of the first of the year really into a hurried manifestation moment, a new pivot moment. But that's the thing. I was able to think, okay, what can we do for these products? What can we do for really a lot of this e-commerce type stuff we're dealing with? And who's the operators we're going to work with? There's another company, a service business. I'm partnering with somebody. And I'm really just the check and they're really the legs, but that is what it is, right? That just is what it is. But it would allow me to understand, okay, I don't want to be the legs. Here, I'll cut you the check. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do more commercials than me. If you want me to get on the roof here and there, I'll do that. Make a joke, do whatever, I'll do it. But in general, you're the legs. You're the heavy lifting. I'm reviewing reports on Friday. I'm done with the kind of face fronting CEO type style. I'm done with that. Just it's just a season of life. I'm just done with it. So again, if you're down here with a higher income and you have a solid 3 or 4 rental properties, they don't bother you. They're good to go for at least 2 years, because a lot of people are going to try to lock in their rental space. Hey, I can lock you into this, rental for 18 months and keep the rent low. People are going to want to do that. So, hey, I'll give you 1 month free and then the next 18 months, whatever, like apartments are doing it. People are doing it because if you get a really good tenant, quality tenant, people move and buy homes when the force of uncomfortableness is strong, right? Because the amount of paperwork they make you kind of bring to the lender and show you qualified, it's annoying. It's fucking annoying, right? And so people only do that when they're fed up. They're like, no, I'm getting a new house. I'm getting out of these apartments. I'm doing A, B, and C. And so the force of average would have people be like, well, why do you want a house? You got to take care of plumbing. You got to take care of AC. Oh, no. You know what I mean? Like these really silly things. And I see women all the time online and men online, well, my property tax went up, so my house payment went up. And I'm like, you can separate that, right? You can make a phone call and get your escrow separated. You can stop that, right? You can change your insurance companies, right? You can change it. You can just call on the phone. But people don't want to be responsible. They don't really want to think. You telling them they got to spend a Saturday calling insurance companies when they want to spend a Saturday watching Netflix all day? How dare you, Erica? How dare you? So, just keep this in mind. I know this is a lot to look at on a screen. I wish it was a better design. I wish it flowed better. But essentially, many of you are going to be here in a job and a higher income job, and that's fine. The more money you put away, the freer you get, the more choices you have. All right. There's a 55-year-old I know from church. He's talking about how he's going to get in his RV and travel till his money runs out. Now, this man know how to fix trucks. This man know how to, he worked at a construction company in Florida for 10 years. He got all kinds of skills. He's 55 and he's divorced. So he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I know people look at him crazy, but I'm like, I get it. You can do what you want. You are really an outsider. You've had skills. You've had a business. You let it go. You've done a ton. You're free to travel, sir. Free to move. Free to do whatever. When you talk to people about multiple overseas trips in a year, they think about work, how much work they can miss. Well, if I keep working, I can do this and make this. And it's like, baby, you got to think higher than that. You got to think in leverage. You got to think in multiplication. You cannot think, I'm going to just keep trading time for hours, because guess what? 5 years going to pass either way. I know it's been a long one. It's been a lot of information. Financial freedom cost. My high recommendations as I close out this video is, if I were you and you say, Erica, I really want it. I really want to have rentals. I have somebody who's a student who's on their like third rental. I love it. Great. I love the text messages. I love the messages when you guys say, Erica, I flipped a house. I built a house. One of my students built a house near the border of Texas. I love those. I love all those text messages. They make me feel happy. They make me feel like the validation of this channel helped change lives. I remember my first boat party, and this lady said, I bought stocks for my grandchildren. I would have never done that if it wasn't for you. I started crying. I could not hold it. Like, Terry had to give me tissue because I was like, oh my God, this is real people. And you guys are real people, right? But the biggest thing I want you to understand in this whole thing is, like, when you decide to become financially free, when you decide to become an outsider officially, like, it's going to change. Your relationships are going to change with your friends, your family. Not that you lose everybody, but it's just different. There's going to be some challenge to it, right? Because if we're all, on the baby train and you're not on the baby train, why are you on the baby train? Why aren't you living in the suburbs by me? Like, because that's not my dream. I don't like those houses over there. I don't even think those houses on that side of town look great. You know what I mean? Like, you really get in trouble for no reason. And so I want you to understand, like, all those little weekend getaways, all the times I suggest, CNBC for y'all to read stocks and read this stuff and invest in these companies and figure out, what's your top 5, as Diamond Dave says. These are opportunity times. The next 4 years, people are going to spend it crying about Donald Trump. And every day there's some type of massive distraction. I see it already playing out, y'all. I cannot even fathom to you guys how blessed it was that I have my social media work. The day I found out my grandpa died, I was so glad I had like a reduced social media presence and reduced, like, I couldn't see the old people I used to see. I'm in a different Instagram page and it doesn't have anybody. I don't follow anybody on there. So every day it would just show me beautiful gardens and things I could grow for my garden and ways to decompress and walk and holistic living. And it was refreshing. It was refreshing. So you know it, you feel it, you know what I'm about to do. 20 days, we're about to do a repivot. And I hope you get all the information you can from me. I hope you enjoy this channel. We're going to have 1,000 videos go, not private, but to membership side, slowly every day, just chopping a bunch of them to the private side. And it's just time, right? I really love the financial markets. I really want to do a whole thing on Texas Wall Street and farms and ranches and big money activities. And so there'll be something. I don't know what. I'm not sure. It may be on another channel, but I'll post that link when I do it. It'll be something. I'm not sure what, but it will be something. And so what I want you to understand is digital businesses are one of the easiest businesses to have, turn on and off, move it around, send leads to a $5 a day lead to a page. It's changed my life. It's made it for the better. It's made me stronger. It's made me a better businesswoman. I would have never gone through all these up and down at the coffee shop or in any of my other adventures. And so I've just enjoyed it. But so as you do these type of businesses, you will become an outsider because you think differently. And something I'm doing personally this year is, like, there are certain masterminds I'm going to just to have deep life business conversation with certain people in the room, because you can't have them with certain fans and friends. Yeah, they don't get it. They're lost in the sauce. There are maybe one event I might be doing in September. I'm not certain. We got to see. But I'm telling y'all, like, it's time. So this is your girl, Erica, Classic Line Blog. You guys are amazing. You're wonderful. Thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for all the gifting people memberships. I really am thankful for that. I love that. I love that for y'all. I love that. I'll have some kind of content coming through here, once or twice a week for the rest of the year, maybe in April, May. I'll send y'all some video from Japan. I'll send y'all some video from overseas. And when we're in our camping place, it's new year, y'all. New stuff, new opportunities. This is your girl, Erica, Classic Line Blog. 9-10 plus years, great content, great fun, great boat parties. It's been real. I love you guys. Later.
This is David W. Williams, and I'm giving a testimony to Erica Williams and her team because of the advertising relationship that we were able to develop, my company had the best month in the month of November for the whole year of 2024. And I'm talking about our sales were 3 or 4 times any other month during that particular year. And I know it's because of the relationship that I had with Erica and how she worked with me as an advertising partner. So now here's the benefit of working with her and her team. She's going to communicate to you what you're going to get as a result of working with her. She's going to over deliver on her value that she's providing, right? And she's not going to do a one-off deal. She's going to really invest in your success because she's really invested in making sure that you're going to get a success story from working with her as an advertising partner. So if you're looking to drive more sales, you're looking to bring in more leads, and you're also looking to get more exposure to what you're doing, you want to reach out to Erica and ask her, can I